Good morning, hello, and welcome to another brilliant Sunday here on Ideal World with a fabulous hour of gardening ahead. And we have the most glorious series of first-time offers never seen before available here. We're celebrating National Potato Day. Yes, did you know today was National Potato Day? Yeah, we're celebrating with an amazing offer and lots to look forward to in the hour. Last week we had thousands of viewers get in touch. Thank you very much for that. It was lovely to have your company. And I'm delighted to tell you that this week we're going to kick off with a half-price offer on the fabulous gardening diary. Now, this isn't the like I've got tennis on a Tuesday or I'm going for lunch with my best friend on Wednesday diary. This is a diary that you're going to use to record, and it's all specific. It's going to be a recording how your planting went, what you put in, what you're doing, and maybe things to remind yourself for next year to do differently. It is done and developed with and in conjunction with our gorgeous Adam. And the first line here reads, and I'd like to read this to you: always use a good quality compost. And that's where we're going to go in just a moment. This is $4.99 half price, and if you order this with any one of the extraordinary offers that we've got on today's lineup, you will of course get free PMP as well. This show is very much driven by you. We love receiving your beautiful photos. Thank you for the many, many, many that we received last week. You should now, our lovely lady who won last week, you should now have actually received your £20 voucher for our Lead the Good Life website, which of course you can redeem. Everybody who emails through today, any pictures, any questions, anything like that, send us a photo of your grown on borders baskets or fruit, and you can be in with a chance of winning a £20 Lead the Good Life voucher. Now send those to studio@idealworld.tv, studio@idealworld.tv. Now, what I would personally love to suggest to you, with specialist tool hire available, wonderful tips and food for looking after the wildlife in our garden, head to the brilliant Lead the Good Life website. Lead the Good Life, absolutely stunning website, specialist tool hire. Did you know that we had a website where you could hire tools that you're not going to want to invest hundreds of pounds in? Well, there it is. Do you know what else is on there? Lovely tips for you on how to not just nurture your garden, but the little visitors to your garden, like the birds and the insects and of course the hedgehogs. Loads of fabulous food ideas in there as well, and with the Grow Your Own movement showing no sign of slowing down, brilliant offers on many Grow Your Own products, some of which have never been seen before. Which brings me to our very special guest today, who is, and I feel like passionate is an inadequate word to describe the type of gardener that she is. There won't be a show that happened last year, be it the BBC gardening show, be it the Chelsea gardening show, wherever there is horticulture going on, you will find this wonderful woman.
There is.
Welcome back, Angela.
It's so nice to be here. I'm part of a gardening club that people might not know about. There is a gardening club at Ideal World, and it's all the presenters and lots of the people that work here. We all share ideas and gardening secrets. So I feel like I've joined the club this morning.
You have.
It's really nice.
I feel like you are an honorary member, because I tell you what, the information, the advice, the tips that this lady has in her head, which have been gleaned not only from attending the shows, but you're a very passionate gardener, aren't you?
I mean, all of my knowledge has grown from making mistakes. It truly has. You know, if I can say that I've tried, I thought, why hasn't that grown? Well, I've got to find out why not. And that's what I pass back in. But I love it with a passion, and I love Grow Your Own. So happy National Potato Day. Let's get growing. And we haven't got an ordinary regular variety, because that wouldn't make the show as exciting as it is. We've got something really special.
Well, this offer is going to blow you away. The yields that you should expect are fantastic. Well, this is the collection that we've got here. Let me quickly explain what you're going to be getting. And then Angela can take you through exactly how you're going to go on to hopefully grow. We now know that as far as information sharing goes, one lady grew out of one
seed potato.
That's one of these, and you'll be receiving 10 of them. She grew 80 of these brilliant potatoes out of one. In the kit, you're going to be receiving the potato kit, which includes the 10 tubers, the gardening bags, the gloves, and the fantastic fertilizer. You're saving a massive £17.95 today. That's correct. Saving £17.95. The item number is 336545. Obviously, you're going to add in your diary for £4.99 and not pay any extra postage and packaging. Angela, 80 potatoes out of one seed potato. That's extraordinary.
It is, but it's how you're going to grow these. This is actually, what's great about what we do, Joanne, is that we can actually share the easy ways of growing vegetables and fruit. And the kit comes with 10 tubers of jazz potatoes. Now, jazzy potatoes are a great new variety that produce small, waxy, tasty, really, really tasty potatoes. But they're disease resistant, and the trials that were used were growing them in these grow bags.
Right.
So you only need to put compost. You get the 10 grow bags, 10 tubers, you get the feed, and you also get the gloves. These gloves aren't for growing, although they're quite useful, but they're actually really good for cleaning the potatoes. So that's what's so great about those. But the key to this whole thing, believe it or not, is these bags. One tuber, I'm going to be a bit cheeky here because I'm just going to show you, it's this easy. So one tuber, you can chip these, which means you could sit these on a windowsill and leave them on the windowsill until you're ready to grow them.
I see.
They look like a regular potato, but they're not. They're actually a seed potato, and seed potatoes are bred so that they're disease resistant and they grow lots of potatoes for you. What will happen is a shoot will appear that starts to grow. And when it's about 1 inch tall, that's a normal time that people would be planting their seed potatoes. It is the perfect time to plant them. They like the cold. They're quite, they don't like to be frozen, but they like the cold, and it's time that they settle in.
So this is something we could start doing as soon as they arrive?
Yep.
Oh.
But if you're not ready, put them on a windowsill. And because you've got 10 and you've got 10 bags, you can pace yourself. So if I did want to get going with 2 bags straight away, take a seed potato, put some compost into one of the bags, and we've got some great compost for you on the show.
Yes, we do.
Filled it up, and then really, I'm a very natural gardener. I have no measures. Everything to me is a bit like making a cake. Just shove it in, 1 egg and a few handfuls. Make a hole about 5 inches deep and push in your seed potato. If it has a little growth on it, with the growth poking up, cover it up with the compost. You could fill it up with a little bit more compost on top. Job done. Water it. Now, normally, you would be digging the ground. You would be digging troughs and mounds to plant seed potatoes. Nothing stops you planting your potatoes that way. But actually, the preference is, with this variety, grow them in the bags, mix in your fertiliser with your compost when you put the compost in the bag, and water. And I promise you, in about between 10 and 14 weeks, happy days, you are going to find this bag will be full of potatoes, sweet, tasty, really, really lovely round potatoes that are great for cooking on their own and just eating them as they are, with a little knob of butter and a bit of parsley.
Hot and buttery, that's all I want.
The other thing is, there's a great way of doing these also is by having them mashed, but mash them with their skins on still, and they are really
they call them
crushed
potatoes.
Them. Put a little bit of garlic with them, or a little bit of spring onion. Tasty. But so easy to manage. And if I show you the size of this, for all of us that are worrying about space, and space as the newer homes are coming and new people are getting in to grow your own, space is, at a premium. So this is a great compact way. And I can't use the word guaranteed, because guaranteed has a very strange connotation, but if I could place into your mind that trials and tests have been done with ordinary people like me growing these potatoes. It was ordinary people that turned around and said, we've had fabulous results, this system works, I'm going to use it. If you place it, the bag, I've got a crate here and it's got slats on the top, so actually it would improve the drainage. If I placed it here, what you notice is this is a black bag. It's going to take the warmth of daylight and sunlight through the sides. That is proven to increase the growing of the potatoes, because it speeds up the growth.
Let's just quickly remind those of you who've successfully for many years enjoyed the tomato bags that grow that way. This is kind of on the same premise, but developed with the right height and width and breadth
and colour
for your potatoes. Absolutely lovely to have your company. This is just the beginning, and we thought it was a good place to start, as today is in fact National Potato Day. 336-545. Lots of cool things to tell you about potatoes, which Angela shared with me this morning. We'll be coming back to these very shortly. Saving £17.96. We're bringing these in at $19.99 today for the very first time. Delighted to have them. Of course, the whole story starts with compost, so we have our sensational Grower's Secret. This is a commercial grade compost, the professional container compost. £10 for the individual pack, 271-428, and of course they are available as a twin pack as well, and the details come over here, and that of course means that you're going to get 2 of the 70 litres, 140 in total. 303-313. I must warn you, we struggled to keep on top of the stock with these. They went very, very quickly last week. Back in today, I'm delighted to tell you, you are going to see strawberries like never before. The most humongous yield of strawberries. They've brought in the equivalent of a quarter of the yield you should expect from these today, and it is a serving plate full stacked high. It is a magical collection of strawberries. These, of course, are called full season collection. 36 of the bare root runners for just $24.99, saving £10 today. And may I just say, when we added up how much you would spend in a shop like Tesco's or Sainsbury's or Asda, buying the quantity of strawberries you should expect in your yield, well, $24.99 looked like ridiculously good value for money. So 331-530 is the item number. Skip ahead of me by all means by heading to Lead the Good Life, our website. But we've also got a pink berry. Now, I think that this is totally exciting. It is a pink blueberry, as I am given to understand. It's called Pink Lemonade. Angela will be sharing this wonderful tree with us later in the show. It comes in a fine 9-centimetre pop. It's $8.99. 331-262 is the item number. That's 331-262 at the superb price of only $8.99 today. Moving along, still more for you to know. The begonia apricot shades back and available. Not as much stock as I would have liked on this one. Beautiful range of soft, pretty apricot shades, but resistant, tough year after year. This is going to deliver you fabulous results. It's a proven winner. It's one of the best sellers we've ever brought you. It's the very best seller from last week's show. It's 298-027 for 20 of the Chittit tubers for $19.99. I must move along because there's still more to see. Here we've got for you the pomegranate. Now, this kit includes the pomegranate plant, this beautiful pot, which has been a favorite here on the channel, the pruners or secateurs, and that lovely Incredibloom pack. Under £40 at $39.99. It's 336-550 on 2 flexi pays of £20, opening up your flexi basket. Next up, this is one that you mustn't miss. Angela's told me today is the day I have to buy an almond tree. She said the blossom is beautiful. It's going to grow with my little girl. It's 336-551. She also said she's so surprised that not more people grow almonds because they're that easy to grow. $39.99. It's delightful to be able to bring these to you. Remember, it's the pot, there's the pruners. You're also going to be getting the Incredibloom and, of course, the plant. 336-551, £20 on 2 flexi pays. And on we go. Sticking with Grow Your Own, this now is that fabulous quince tree at $47.99. If you don't know what a quince is, definitely stay tuned. Brand new today. 336-552. Your item number on 2 flexi pays at £24. Now, these are not any raspberry. Once again, a brand new first for us here. These are raspberry Ruby Beauty and no thorns. That's all you got to think. Lots of fruit, no thorns. Lots of fruit, no thorns. Delicious, yummy, totally edible fruit. 336-843 is the item number. We move along because we've also got for you that fantastic pop-up greenhouse. Now, the pop-up greenhouse comes with the Incredibloom fertilizer, and this is it at $49.99. I expect we're going to see a huge amount of interest in this. That is a stunning price. £25 on FlexiPay. 336-009 is your item number. Now, the pots, if you want to get hold of these 3 pots, they look like they're out of a bronze or a wrought iron. They're $24.99, saving £5 today. 336-181. Lightweight, easy to move, robustly built, frost and UV resistance with the sources. is 336-181. Don't forget the half price diary on every single order gets you free postage and packaging, £4.99. Loads of help, tips and advice, completely sectioned into the months and of course the seasons, so you know what you're going to need to do all the way along. Jobs to do in August, etc., etc. Do look out for this at £4.99.
I love the idea of the diary, you know, because if you keep your diary and say for instance you get the jazz potatoes today, you may forget what they were called or when you planted them or what you did or what the yield you got. Sometimes it's just nice to keep that record, and that becomes your memory of your garden for the year. So it's not just, I don't think a garden diary is about appointments. I think it's about that record of what you did in 2015 on your allotment in your garden. Maybe you were growing something for presents for other people, maybe you're sharing, what it cost you to buy things. So, you know, it's just so useful on so many reasons. I just love it.
$4.99 is all that you pay. It's half price, 335-982. Delighted to have so many questions and queries flooding through. Please, 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 if you want to get in touch, we want your photos as well, please, that we can pop you into that prize draw for the £20 Lead the Good Life voucher. Now, here we are with our brand new kit, especially for those of you that are dying to do something and you want to get going. Perfect for doing right now, Angela.
This is a fantastic kit. This is everything you need except the compost to grow the tastiest potatoes in the easiest way that I have ever seen. This is a variety called Jazzy, and it produces small, sweet, tasty potatoes between 10 and 14 weeks from when you plant them. The system is so good. You get 10 tubers, you get the organic fertiliser to go with them, and that's a kilogram of fertiliser, which really does keep the diseases away and it makes you have this really great crop. You're going to get 10 of the bags to grow them in. Now, these are special bags that have already got the drainage holes in them. They're the right weight, they're the right size, so that in every bag you plant one tuber.
One
tuber in every bag. And now they've done lots of trials and tests, but they didn't just do, the growers didn't just do trials and tests with themselves, which sometimes you think, oh, well, yeah, but you're a grower. They actually did tests with ordinary people like me. So, and they said to us, okay, plant them. So you put in your tuber about 5 inches down into the compost, cover it up with compost to the top, and then water. Now, I would place my bag somewhere to allow drainage, and a crate is a really great way to lift them up. So you could put a couple of bricks and just raise it up a little. Water it. Now, what will happen is a lovely plant grows, and it actually has flowers. And over the 10, 14 weeks that you have your potatoes growing, flowers and greenery grows at the top. So nature has a wonderful thing. It actually rings a bell. Well, not actually a bell, but something happens to the plant and it suddenly starts to look a bit droopy, like us if we don't get given a cup of tea or coffee, and it goes a bit yellow and it droops. That means it's a signal to tell you your potatoes are ready.
I love it.
So if you're not ready to eat those potatoes quite yet, don't worry. A week here, a week there, doesn't make a difference, but just make sure that the bag is well drained, and if you are taking the potatoes out, just put them into a cool place like a shed or a garage. But what you'll be alarmed is one potato tuber, has by one lovely lady, and one of the best results that we've seen, she grew in one bag 80 potatoes. Now, obviously, everybody's results will vary. I'm a little bit impatient, and sometimes I don't always let things grow as large as they could because I want to get in there quick. But that was the results. And when she
80 from one.
From one. So you don't have to plant them all at the same time.
No.
There is something that we do with potatoes called chitting them. And it means seed potatoes can sit on a windowsill for a few weeks and a little shoot will grow.
Right.
And when that shoot's about 1 inch, that's the normal time that regular seed potatoes will be planting. You don't have to chit these, but if you are wanting to stagger them, that's probably a good thing to do. Just stick them into something like an egg box, put them on a windowsill. They shrivel up a bit, don't worry, that's nature. And the goodness goes into the shoot, then place that with the shoot upwards into one of your bags of compost and just put the fertiliser in with the compost and get watering.
Well, this is an amazing offer, and if you've never had potatoes fresh out the ground onto your plate in the same day, I just want to prepare you. It is a thing that you will come back for again and again and again, and that is why you will be so thrilled that you have in fact got 10 tubers, 10 bags, and you're going to have a fantastic bumper yield. 336545 is the item number. There's so much more for us to share with you on these potatoes. I know that you were telling me about vitamin C and potassium. More vitamin C than an orange, I think you said to me.
Yeah, more vitamin C than an orange, more potassium than a banana, and we all know fibre is good for us as well. But they're so tasty and so easy to grow. It's the pleasure of growing them. How about putting a label on each bag and letting each member of the family have one? You've got 10 bags, maybe 5 for you. Pop into a friend and take. If you know, it really does lift your spirits. Grow your own is the biggest part of gardening. Why? Because it's the most rewarding.
Well, 336545 is your item number. It doesn't probably come as any surprise to you to hear that they're absolutely flying out. Now, the begonia apricot shades were last week as popular as they have ever been. We've not, I warn you, we have not got as much stock as I would have liked to have seen on these from, of course, a grower who has been years and years and years a leader in the Plants by Post business. These are their award-winning begonia apricot shades.
This is one flower, Joanne, that I think everybody that grows it gets success. And I think this is probably why it's got itself a reputation of being one of the nation's favourite plants in our gardens. It's long flowering. It will start flowering from May right the way through to October, November. It produces trailing beauty of up to about 60 centimetres of these glorious apricot shade begonias, lovely large double blooms, and these contain pickety colours, which means you've got the apricot shade on the outside, in the inside, and a tinge of darker apricot on the outsides. Beautiful, but what's great about them, they're easy to grow. You get them as chitted corms, which means they already have the little shoots growing through, so you can see exactly how to plant them. You plant them with a little shoot poking upwards. But once they flower for you this year and you have glorious sunshine baskets full of flowers, pots full of flowers, you know what? You lift the corms at the end of the year, around October, November, and you can use them again next year.
I'm glad you just mentioned that. That's because that's a question that has just come through from Ian.
No.
I'm not joking. Ian in Nettlesworth.
Morning, Ian.
Good morning, and he is a regular contributor. Keep those photos coming, everybody. We want the photos so that I can put you into the blooming basket, so that my lovely Adam over here can draw out a winner for the £20 the Lead the Good Life voucher at the end of this show. This is the lady who's going to do the honours. But Adam has actually asked, sorry, not Adam, Ian has asked us, I've got the apricot shakes begonia corms from last year. Can you tell me the best way and time to start off the corms for this year?
Yeah, absolutely fine. They've been kept, I presume, in the dry and the cold. They'll be absolutely fine. They will probably be now bigger than they were this year. So they grow each year, they get bigger. And plant them exactly the same as you did the year before. So it now is, I mean, don't forget, these plants are kept in cold store. They're used to the cold. You don't ever really want a pot to get solid and frozen though. So if you are north of the border, and I'm not sure where Ian lives, but if you think that you have got really severe weather heading your way, just bring them into a bit of protection, because no plants that are planted into pots are happy if they get absolutely frozen solid. But apart from that, really, I would start planting end of February, early March, get them in. But the rewards that you get, and I'm sure Ian had lovely, beautiful displays. And
well, share with us some. These are
viewers'
pictures sent in to us already. Keep those emails coming. studio@idealworld.tv. That is a lovely picture of two pots of apricot shades either side of a step, as you can see.
Are you ready for this one? This shows you.
This is just beautiful,
unbelievable. But it's the warmth and the colour. But there is no dead heading required on these. That's one of the things that I really love about this. It keeps on giving you sunshine flowers from May right the way through to October, November. Relentless. It doesn't mind sun. It doesn't mind shade. It puts up with wet and windy. And I've got a very special friend that used to buy lots of hanging baskets from us here at Ideal World. and he used to call his begonia baskets his baskets of sunshine.
Oh.
And he was one special customer, and this is a great plant.
Well, these ones are available right now at $19.99 for 20 of the chitted tubers. So 298027 is your item number. Now, remember, this is the beginning of our gardening season here at Ideal World. We will be seeing our fabulous specialist guests like Angela, like Adam, every single week. At the moment, though, we've only got one show today, and it's only 1 hour long, and there's tons to fit in. So if you're going to send us pictures and you want to share with us your experiences, we want to hear from you right now here today as soon as possible. So far I've only had one picture. Please keep sending me more pictures. 298027 for your begonia shades, though, apricot shades. We've got lots more to look forward to. And remember, I'd love to hear from you if you're visiting Lead the Good Life. Any questions that you may have, don't forget we've also got specialist tool hire now available, thanks to the kind of team's efforts to make all gardening as accessible, easy and mainly affordable as possible. Now, what I want you to focus on is this, and if we could just stand behind it. I don't want you to think that that is a plate. This is a serving plate, the biggest one that we could find, piled high. Can you see how massive that is? That is a massive plate. This is about a quarter of what they're telling me to prepare yourselves at home for, a quarter of the yield. So if we had that and somehow we could make the picture appear 4 times, you can imagine the kind of quantity you're going to have for jams, for pies, for puddings, for just, getting stuck in.
I don't know how you're so disciplined. How can you say all that without eating one? Oh my goodness, they taste so good. When you grow your own, this is when really flavour takes over. The fragrance of a strawberry plant, but a strawberry plant has a real story. A strawberry plant starts when you plant it into the ground and it starts to green and grow, you get flowers. For me,
they're pretty little white flowers, aren't they?
Photographs of the flowers, because I always think the flowers of a strawberry plant are really pretty. Take pictures, put them into your diary, put the day that your flowers first started if you're keeping your diary. You're going to get 3 different varieties in this collection. You're getting a mid-season, a late season and an everbearer.
Brilliant.
Now, I could talk about the everbearer all day, but I'll tell you why you've got each of these. The first variety you've got is called Elegance. And Elegance is a top-bred variety that produces a larger strawberry than the strawberberries that you see in a regular supermarket size.
Look at the size!
It really does produce large, tasty strawberries. Now, this is going to start cropping for you around beginning of June, beginning of July. So that's, oh, look at this, happy days. This is what you'll be doing. You'll be picking your strawberries. So whether you grow them in tubs, whether you grow them in hanging baskets, whether you grow them in window boxes,
delightful.
That's the results you're going to get. So you've got the first section you've got is strawberry elegance. The next, so you get 12 strawberry elegance. The next one you're going to get is 12 strawberry Florence. Now, Florence is a really easy to grow, disease resistant, late summer variety. So that's going to be end of June, end of July cropping.
Brilliant.
And again, great results from that, great trials and tests. But for me, you've got one more variety, and it's called Flamenco. Now, this is an ever-bearing variety, so you're going to get 12 bare roots, and I want to get into this and show you. 12 bare root Flamenco strawberries. Now, ever-bearing means it's going to start producing fruits really from June onwards, but all the way through to October, November.
Gosh.
So that means you're going to get a constant supply of strawberries in your garden. Each of the plants comes to you as a bare root plant. Now, these are kept in cold store. They are bursting to grow. They do not care if the ground freezes. They are tough. They're reliable.
You gotta love that.
They just want to produce strawberries. And they are healthy. They are easy to grow in containers, lovely in pots, terracotta pots, super in grow bags. Wonderful in hanging baskets and wall planters, because they become, the higher off the ground they are, the less of my slugs that I don't like eat them.
Well, just to remind you as well, these are the fruits that your kids will go to. This is the way that you can pass on that legacy of grow your own. You probably have got parents and grandparents, maybe you're that parent or grandparent who always had a family member who grew things, and you're worried now that, you know, that's petering out. This is the way to get those kids growing the strawberries. But they're not the only thing on the show. We've got so much more we've got to get to.
And if you think how they come as a bare root, but don't think it's difficult. Just take that bare root out. Maybe you might like to give it a bit of a drink of water before you plant them, but just spread the roots out to maximise the way the roots go to get
And how
through.
far apart, Angela?
Probably about 40 centimetres apart.
Okay.
Because they really do spread well. Keep that little crown just at the soil top. Job done. Fertilise when they start flowering, and happy days. And you know what? 2-3 years you are going to be cropping strawberries. You don't even need to move them. Once you've planted them, for the next 2-3 years, just leave them exactly where they are and they will continue to fruit. I tell you what, it can't get better than this. You've got everything in this group of strawberries, so 36 plants, 12 of each, to start cropping from May, June, right the way to October, November.
Isn't it exciting?
And professional varieties too that are used by supermarket
And I was going to say, please think about how much you paid for your last punnet of strawberries. Look at the mass that's here, and this represents about a quarter of what we're expecting based on the trials you should be able to grow yourself. Now, they are going quickly. The item number is 331530, I believe that was 331530 or 630, 530. But that disappeared because the details for these popped up, because if you want them, a quarter of the stock of the potatoes have gone. And how fitting on National Potato Day that a quarter of the stock has gone at $19.99. Huge saving there, Angela, and I think you've inspired us all to get growing on these.
It's a great variety. Jazzy's a great variety. I wasn't familiar with it before, but this was definitely the easiest way I've ever seen of growing potatoes. 10 grow bags to grow them in as well.
Well, $19.99 is your price. And of course, if you're heading for any of the tree collections that we've had today, any of those kits that we've got for you, you've got, of course, FlexiPay. Now, in a moment, we're going to be talking about the awesome greenhouse that is popped up literally behind us. But before we do that, a quick reminder on why you should all treat yourself to these fabulous pots that are here with their saucers. They literally click on. They look beautiful. Look at that with that kind of lattice work. They look like they're a heavy metallic, super expensive kind of bronze pot.
That's a special finish on them that's been developed so that it's completely weatherproof. And it's really hard to find attractive pots like this with matching saucers. I've struggled for it because by having the matching saucer, it actually means you can use this indoors or outdoors, and you don't get the mess all over your patio.
And of course, watering, for lots of people, you know, watering through the saucer is sometimes the most successful way to keep some plants happy and
You're right,
moisturised.
Joanne, because it's deep enough to put the water in the saucer, and you've got the drainage holes inside.
And I noticed last year it stands a little bit proud of the actual saucer, so the water does get
soak up through through the capillary action of the roots will draw it up from underneath. But it's the depth of these which is great. You can grow small trees in here. So we've got some great fruit trees coming up that grow in these pots. These are great. If you want to plant your strawberries into these, they will look lovely. And just imagine them trailing over the sides of these. I found it very hard last year to find good decorative pots that look good, but that are big.
Yes.
It's the size, these are 35 centimetres across, so these are really lovely size. All you would need is the compost. But I would probably plant 4 or 5 of the strawberries in here. Job done, be amazing.
Well, you're getting these for $24.99, just $2.99 postage and packaging. And you saw the begonias in that shot with them either side of the step. This is lovely to have at $24.99. The item number to order is 336181. Of course, if you add your diary to it, that means that the diary's postage and packaging will disappear. It's £4.99 for those. The Treff compost that you're going to need, the details have just popped up on your screen. It's helpful like that. 2 of these, incidentally, not 1, but 2 of those for just £20, and the details are 303313. Now, we're just popping into, hello, what's happened to our screen? We've just popped in to our greenhouse. Hello, that was quite arty on a Sunday morning. Joining myself and Angela here in the studio, we're so happy to have your company. This is and remains one of the most exciting pieces of garden equipment that we've brought you. It pops up into this bag, which you can see here, so packing away.
It's this absolutely great way of growing, whether it's young plants on, whether it's getting seeds. And when I was younger, I always wanted my own greenhouse. I never had one. And it's not until now that there are inventions like this that really make greenhouses accessible to everybody.
Well, I mean, most of us, am I right? Most of us are never, we know it, we accept it, we're okay with it. We're never going to have a greenhouse.
Do you know why I never wanted a greenhouse when my children were small? Was because I had robust boys that were constantly breaking windows in the house, and I actually thought the glass of the greenhouse was one more problem for me.
Yes.
And actually having a greenhouse like this, you've got a little girl around, she would love pottering around in here. And actually, even as, you know, sit and have my coffee in here while I'm doing some potting up, even if it's raining, you can still carry on your gardening.
That
because
is
you've
what
got
I like
your
about
greenhouse.
Well, and coming to our greenhouse, if you don't mind, because what I love about this down here, okay, is last year I planted up, I finally got a garden that really needs some work. I really do. And I spent hours potting things up last year. And of course the rain comes and goes, and I'm like a witch. I melt when it rains. So I don't like the rain. This would have given me the protection. And you know why I like it? Full height. Okay, so even the taller gardeners amongst us are going to be comfortable in here.
It's 2 meters in height, which is ample space, but that gives extra air. Plus, one of the things that I think that this has been so well designed is you've got roll-up windows.
Look.
So as the weather gets warmer, you can circulate the air, and obviously plants need air as well as light as well as water.
They roll up just like the door here. You've got the roll-up windows. Hello.
To assemble
just
this,
popping out. Hello. And popping in. Hello.
But to assemble this, it is so simple. It is 2 fiberglass poles that just slot in around. Really, I'm not saying anything against lovely men, but really this is a no-man job.
Well,
it could be a Joanne and Angela job, but you also get ground stakes, so that you can stake it into the ground.
Tether it down so that it's not going to be blowing away.
Side ropes so that should you have an open location, you can secure it down. But what you've got is a huge growing space. So whether or not you want to start growing some unusual plants, whether or not you want to protect certain plants during winter, if you have this closer to a fence and a wall, this is really going to protect your plants. But if you just think, I'm going to give you a suggestion here, and I'm just going to do something. I like the idea that I've got growing trays, and inside this kit, you're also going to get some growing trays, which I can't see here at the moment, but you get given growing trays as well with this kit, I believe. And you get Incredibloom to grow your plants on. So this is a full kit. But just look, that's one large pot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I'm just shuffling out of Angela's way.
8, 9, 10. So if I had 10 large pots growing here, that in itself, I've got a good little growth space.
Yeah.
But it's not just for those. That's on the ground. What about layering? So you can put some shelves, you can put some crates in here.
A little potting table.
Correct. So the other thing is, don't forget, leave a little space for your chair as well. Sit in here, it starts to rain, pop inside your greenhouse with your muddy boots on, have your cup of tea, and you don't have to rush inside every time it rains.
Have the flask in here. Oh, I'm starting to dream now. Got the flask in here.
Hold on. I can spread this. I might bring my painting kit in here as well.
But think about all the jobs. This just is, and it's so transportable. In fact, I'll tell you what we're going to do. Just Angela and I, just let's snip out for a quick second here. The team are not ready for this, so sorry, team. Just to say, Ange, I'll go. You grab that corner. I'll grab this corner. The point is, we'll just shuffle it a couple of foot towards me, because the point is, if you did need to move it from space to space, because sometimes, you know, when you're digging in your garden, you're working in a bed, then the rain starts to come down, you want to carry on working, you don't want to go away, or the washing or whatever it is, in you go.
Oh, well, listen to that. Now we're really spreading the idea.
But
can I show you something
about
else?
How practical this is.
I don't normally do this with something that's sort of pre-assembled. This is solid. And I have had portable greenhouses in the past. They've worked, they've done their job, but actually when they've fallen down,
they're down.
The whole thing has had to be reassembled. This is
not at all.
They interlink, the 2 rods just interlink so that you haven't got lots of breaking parts that are going to fall apart. So it's sturdy, it's large. You're going to get Incredibloom, which is a great fertiliser to get the most out of your plants. You get some grow trays with these as well for you to plant seeds, and I believe you get some seeds as well.
I think there are some seeds as well. But
so it's
let me just quickly
pack.
let me just quickly remind you the item number is 336009. As far as my information that I've got, this is a new today offer,
right.
and we've got the greenhouse plus the Incredibloom for under £50. I think that's all that you're
well,
getting.
that's right. So, but it is perfect for growing your seeds. Put in some crates. Put in some trays to plant up your seeds. Get in there, keep your bits and pieces that you don't want to get damaged in the garden. Maybe you've got a sensitive plant. You know, some plants get a little bit cheeky and they say, I'm going to start blooming a bit early. But you may have a special plant that you're growing on, perhaps for a garden show or for a gift or a present, and it's come into flower and you think, what happens if it gets pouring with rain? It's going to damage those blooms. Pop it into your greenhouse. Let it sit there and it will be in perfect condition. Speed up the growth of plants. Protect plants like if you've got oleanders and you want to bring them in during the winter. Absolutely lovely way to grow on, and you're going to get use out of this all year round.
And also you're not committing that whole part of your garden permanently to this. No glass to worry about.
What other greenhouse can you take with you when you move?
I don't know. Not many, I wouldn't have thought, without a huge amount of effort.
And store away in the winter if you're really not going out or going to use it in the winter.
Or the summer, when everything is in full bloom, you don't have to worry about that.
I seriously do think, I do quite a lot of spray painting, and actually having somewhere that I could come in the winter and do it outside and it's protected. This has got so many uses.
Well, we love it, you love it, and you especially love the fact that it is on FlexiPay as well. Yes, we put this onto 2 interest-free instalments for you. Please know this. We've got the toughest job today. We've got so much to show you and just not enough time to do it. Will you please go to the Lead the Good Life website and check everything out? The begonia, these are called the apricot shades. They are available today at $19.99. 298027 is your item number. We are very, very pleased to bring these to you today at that special price. Don't wait to order though, because we are seeing everything move out so fast. You've gone crazy for that fantastic greenhouse as well. That would make your begonia apricot shades just £10 extra in the flexi basket.
Fantastic.
And 298027 would be the item number for them. My apologies to you if you didn't get the details for the fabulous greenhouse. I promise, go back to that as well. I realise there have been a number of, I know you're just looking at that. There have been a number of brilliant questions that have come through. Marie has sent us a picture of her. They look like a begonia to me.
They're a begonia scent. What a lovely, lovely, wonderful picture. And
in fact, I'm going to pass these to Angela. She'll hold them. So it says, hi, Angela and Joanne. This is one of my hanging baskets from last year. My name is Marie, and I've never grown anything like this until I bought my baskets. Thank you so much, Ideal World. Well, Marie, many, many happy returns on the gardening.
Did she say I haven't grown anything before?
Yeah,
well,
and look at the results
Green fingers, Marie, you've done a great job. That is a begonia, and that's a begonia semp, and that's a beautiful display. You should be very proud of that. I bet she got lots of admirers.
And at the moment, Marie is the only person in with the chance of winning. Oh, she says.
She's got a competitor.
Now suddenly there are loads. Jackie's been on.
Morning, Jackie.
Here we go, Jackie. Do you want to show Jackie from Lincolnshire's photos for us there, Angela? And I'll quickly read you the email. Jackie, you're in the prize draw. Have a little look there. You're in with the chance to, of course, win that £20 Lead the Good Life voucher.
Nice.
Oh, they're coming through thick and fast now. From Cornwall. These are the apricot shades begonias. Those are from Louise Colwyn in Cornwall. Well done, Louise. They look absolutely glorious.
Louise, fantastic. Can I just say on that one, Joanne, you can see the size of them, which is why I'm saying these are large blooms. They really are double blooms and look growing, cascading. Lovely. Look at those colours.
Louise,
beautiful ones.
Thank you. And they are coming through thick and fast now. So well done to you all. I just say Adam is going to take care of all of those. Into the blooming basket they must go. But here is where we are going to stay.
Well, this is like a grow your own sensation, Joanne, today, because we've got a pinkberry plant for you here. This is a set of 3 plants in 9-centimetre pots. This is, just imagine a blueberry. That is pink with a sweeter flavour, and that's what you've got here, the world's first pinkberry. Really delicious, grows the same as a blueberry, which means it's totally hardy.
Okay.
It produces, and one of the things people forget, plants like the blueberry produce beautiful little white bell-shaped flowers.
do.
So again, take pictures as your plants grow. You get a really pretty pinkberry. Now, what a talking point in your home. Self-fertile, but actually, as with all these plants, if you have 3 of them growing together, they help each other to pollinate.
Okay.
You get lovely fruits out of these from late summer onwards.
Well, just if you did want to go for 3, you can have 1. The details on the screen now, Angela, $8.99,
Yep.
331-262. But if you want them, and look how happy they are together. And as Angela says, they kind of help each other out. Here's the details for you for all 3, and you'll see there's a fabulous price incentive to go for them. Better than buy 2, get 1 free. 331-263 is your item
I
number.
love blueberries. I mean, I eat a lot of blueberries, but they are a premium. And I get a bit frustrated that I am given a choice when I go to the supermarket. Do you want to have the value pack, which are not looking so nice? They're smaller and they don't look that healthy. Or do you want to have the good quality ones, which are 2 or 3 times the price? Stop it. Just grow your own. From here onwards, just make a conscious... Because once you plant this is going to, year after year, these become a shrub, a really pretty, attractive shrub in your garden. They like an ericaceous soil, which, if you just check your soil content, which makes them perfect for growing in pots.
Okay.
So if you did get our lovely large pots, you can start them off 3 in 1 pot, but as they grow, I would probably split them. But they're very rewarding, and the fruit is so unusual, but so tasty and really pretty. And I sometimes think getting kids into eating fruit, it needs to look good. By also being manageable, you can protect and net the fruit from our lovely friends, the birds. Let them get some, but then protect the rest from yourself. But lovely plant to grow.
Speaking of which, if you do want to give those lovely birds and wild friends in your garden a feast, do check out the details for Bird Feed et al. On the Lead the Good Life website, which is www.leadthegoodlife.com.
Good point.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because they've got a
Feed
great
them with
section.
their own food. Tell them to get off my raspberries and get off my straw.
Enjoy your own food. The pots you just saw a glimpse of there, I'm so delighted to bring you these at $24.99. They've been a huge favourite. 336-181, 336-181. Now, as we're on the pots, do you know what would be very nice in
A
these
drum roll.
pots? These raspberries. But raspberries, maybe certainly not how I've ever known them before. I mean, I love growing raspberries, thanks to you, and it was you who got me buying the long cane raspberries. They went crazy, Angela, so we've had such joy out of those. But you said I'm going to like these even more.
And
how
that is
so?
a real picture. Please don't get confused and think those aren't raspberries, because that's not how raspberries grows. This is a great variety. This is the world's first compact raspberry. It's called Raspberry Ruby Beauty. Now, if you'd like the taste of raspberries, but they're traditionally grown in canes. You have to know, when do you cut the canes? Do they grow on this year's growth or next year's growth? Forget it. You're going to get 3 plants. Plant them straight away. They don't mind the weather. They're completely hardy. And what they produce is they do produce shoots and stems. And you'll get some raspberries in the first year. You get a lot more raspberries in the second year. But as they grow, they don't grow too high. And at the end of the growing season, you first get lovely flowers, and you've seen those flowers, and they're really pretty. And then as the flower sets in the centre of the flower, the raspberries come. My mouth is watering, because you can pick these with your little daughter very easily. These don't have any thorns, so they're thornless, prolific fruiting, because the growers found, and this is what's so great about the world that I've got a passion for, is that you find out from the trials what they do to get to where they've got. And it's all about more fruit in a smaller space, more fruit that we can pick easily, more fruit that grows in a smaller garden, or more fruit that can be produced in a smaller space on a bigger scale. So for the growers, if they can grow more strawberries from pots...
Raspberries.
Oh, and more raspberries... Sorry, strawberries. I'm allowed to just caught my eye on the strawberries. More raspberries in pots. Then they've realised that they haven't got the height being lost in between, which is exactly what they've done. So really large fruit, a world's first ruby raspberry, and it couldn't be easier to grow these.
Well, they are special. They are different. I know how you love different.
And the price, just think, you know what we pay for raspberries? Just think about it. This year after year is going to crop. Grow your own works for your pocket. It may not seem to in the first year, but actually because year after year you just get more and more yields, you eventually begin to be the person that pops round to Joanne's with a couple of punnets of raspberries, and you pop round to your friends, and it becomes social.
Yeah.
Growing your own is social, which is why we love allotments. So I think
we just had a very, very cute little joke from our producer. She says that's why it's called popping round, because you become so popular.
Well, it does. I think that's so
Very
cute.
cute.
That
Very
is really
cute.
sweet. But
Well,
Grow Your
listen,
Own does that.
We don't want you to miss out. And I say listen because, oh my word, I stand here with, I feel like, the hugest task of my head. There is only 9 minutes left on our show and you haven't even seen the kits yet. So if you're into growing your own, if you want to do any kind of gardening, maybe you've just taken over an allotment, maybe you've just finally got your own little piece of space. It might only be on a balcony. I'd like to think we've got options for you here to grow your own and to have a bloomin' lovely 2015. Stick with me though, because we're going to quickly take you through some very exciting opportunities. We're only going to get a minute or so here on each, so prick up your ears, listen to what Angela has to say right now, because we're going to zip through them very fast. Each of the following are kits. So you get the pot, you get the fantastic fertilizer that comes with it, you get some secateurs, and you get the fabulous established plants. So we're starting off here with, of course, the quince. Now, lots of you won't even know what a quince is.
Well,
it's
a quince is a type of apple, but it's a very, very old fruit that is quite, you wouldn't really eat it on its own, but it's great for making jellies and jams, and it really has got a great history. I mean, this is actually from Serbia, and in the past, the Romans even used to use a quince as an air freshener because it's a very fragrant fruit, and it's sort of like a pear shape. But why do you want to grow it in your garden? Also grow it because it's a very pretty plant. So it produces almost a sort of weeping effect as it grows. So an attractive tree, totally hardy, grows beautifully in the UK, doesn't really need any unusual care or attention, but it's different. And if you don't grow a quince tree, this is compact. So it's not going to grow more than about 4 foot tall. Perfect for growing in the pot that is supplied with it. So you get the decorative pot, you get the fertilizer, you get the tree, and you get secateurs as well. I've got to say, this is a fantastic deal.
And quince to go with your cheese as opposed to celery or apples.
But make some
quince with
quince
jelly.
And it's just wonderful. But doesn't it get your garden working for you? That's
I love
what
it.
all this is about.
Well, at $47.99, it is on FlexiPay. I just want to say, Judith, I love that you sent me these 2 pictures. They are glorious. Thank you so much. I have grown. Those were new lilies, which we brought for the very first time last year, Judith. Yep, I grew them at the same time. That looks like you grew them in the same pot that I grew them. Maybe it's part of the little competition that we had. 336-552, Judith, you are in with the chance to win that fantastic prize of the voucher. You're going in. Adam's taking it off me now. Judith's emails at the back over there. Thank you. Green Fingers are grabbing those. He's called Adam today, very fittingly, our Green Fingers. So that's the quince. Let's move. And these things go very nicely together, actually, quinces and almonds. But almonds next. This is a particular passion of yours.
I just love this. Now, this almond tree comes to you as a bare root. It's not actually planted in compost yet. It's been kept in cold store. That means it's been sleeping during the winter, which naturally is the way that the growers store bare roots in winter. It's the perfect time to plant them. When it arrives home, it will come to you like this. It's got some compost in the bag. It's got the roots there. Just give it a little bit of water. Maybe put it into a bucket of water before you plant it. You're going to get the lovely decorative pot with a saucer to plant with it. You're also going to get the secateurs and the fertilizer. Just put some compost in, give your tree a drink, put a little bit of fertilizer in, and then wait. This beautiful tree has to be positioned by maybe patio trees or somewhere that you can see this from inside the house, because first you're going to get the most beautiful almond blossom. When I was little, I actually had a fragrant cream that was almond blossom cream, and it really is a sweet, fragrant flower. So really pretty. And this is a lifetime tree, Joanne. So even though it's a compact tree, year after year, it will get more and more beautiful. Reminds me sort of like a Japanese decorative tree. But then the bonus starts. And almonds is actually related to nectarines and peaches, because what is in your hand is delicious almonds that are healthy, full of nutrients, but this is how they start. You see this here?
Yeah.
And it's green, furry exterior, looks a bit like a peach, because that's what it's
yeah.
saying. It then splits, and the kernel inside has a woody outer, and inside are almonds. Good for us. You can put them into a juicer, and you can make milk from them. They're so healthy, so easy to grow, but it's one of the prettiest trees that you'll have growing in your garden year after year. So this is a one-time purchase. This will last you. Your little girl, she's going to grow up. I'm going to get you to grow one of these. In fact, invite me around for tea and I'll plant one up with her.
Oh, I love
and
it.
She can
She'll
water
adore
it
that.
and nurture it. And to watch a tree that's her height, that she can manage, is lovely.
Well,
Beautiful tree, and it's hardy, easy to grow. Get growing almonds.
Passion and
Princess.
for the, I was
Look,
going to
look,
say,
with a name like
almond
Princess.
If you'd like to get yours, please give us a call right now. And I think the easiest way always to order is the website myself. 336-551 is the item number. That's 336-551 to get yours for $39.99. And remember, it's the plant, it's the pot, it's also the secateurs, and of course that fertilizer. But then we only got a minute to talk about possibly the world's oldest fruit. It is the pomegranate. We needed 2 hours. Yes, we
I mean,
did.
they're just so mean, cutting down our time, but it's still exciting because this kit is the same as the others. You're going to get the pomegranate tree ready to plant. It's already in a pot. You're going to get your large decorative pot, fertilizer, secateurs, but you truly can grow pomegranates in your garden. This is a hardy tree. It's got great history. The seeds are fabulous in salads. They don't grow to quite as large as this in the UK, but you crop them around October, November. But as a hobby tree, watching pomegranates form on the tree, you first get these neon orange flowers. The orange flower sets and the base of the flower swells up as you water it during the season, and you do grow true pomegranates.
Well, if you want to get hold of them, you know where to find them. We've got them today, and our website is ready for you to explore. And do head to Lead the Good Life as well, where you can find loads more. If you didn't manage to get any of the details, I'm going to give you a lightning review of what's been available today. On National Potato Day, this fantastic combination offer for the potato kit, 336-545, 10 potato seeds, seed potatoes I should say, 10 bags, and then of course the potato to grow up to one customer reviewed 80 potatoes out of one seed potato. Amazing. That's 336-545. The strawberries, which you love, they are available, and you've got 3 varieties here, $24.99, a total of 36 bare root runners. 331-531 is your item number, $24.99 is your price. The begonias, which you always love, at $19.99. Thanks, by the way, for your lovely pictures that we've had. Judith and friends, great to have you here with us today. 298-027 is the item number. The pinkberry, which you've just been introduced to, a world first, 331-262 is the item number. They are available as a triple pack if you would prefer. You know, they do help each other along. There are the details now on your screen for, of course, I don't know what we're going to look at next, actually. The pots, I think, is what's coming up next. 3 pots for $24.99 is 336-181. And I must give you the details for the pop-up greenhouse with the fertilizer in on the special offer at $49.99, £25 on 2 interest-free FlexiPays. That's right, it is on FlexiPay. The fabulous Lead the Good Life Diary remains at half price, $4.99. You can order that with anything and get free postage and packaging as well. But we've come to the moment in the show that's all about you. We've continued to add all the pictures in, and Angela, if you would, do the honours, please. Who is going to receive? Who is going to receive? Oh, Judith, well done. And do you remember Judith sent us her picture of the begonias, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely wonderful. Well done, Judith, and thank you everybody who sent in their pictures. I had such a lovely morning.
And we want to show you where you can spend that £20 voucher when it arrives. Lead the Good Life. Remember our fantastic website. From Angela and me, till next week, carry on and enjoy your gardening.
Happy gardening.